if you clicked on this video, you're probably looking for the best damage DPS build for your remaining Death Blade, whether it's your ult or your main. You're probably wondering what's the best damage build. That's what I'm going to show. And this is funny coming from a Surge player because I play Surge. Surge is my main. I'm not gonna give up on Surge because it's more damage, but I actually do enjoy remaining as well. And although I make fun of remaining player, I call them remaining single, not remaining energy. But yeah, I'm going. I did some testing because when I wanted to like get a remaining build, I looked up like the best the DPS build. I tried like I looked up different Korean builds and tried all kind of combinations and figured out this is the best damage and what I'm comfortable with, as especially for people who like want to switch from Surge to remaining or want to have another build and they play Surge. This would be perfect for you because I customized this build according to my playstyle, like kind of close to Surge playstyle. It's only in the tripods, not because you know you're not gonna generate any stacks here. But basically, first let me show you my build. I am 1495. This is the ingredient. I run Grudge, Supercharge, Keen Blunt, Ambush Master all at 3, and then Adrenaline 2, remaining 1. You might say like, why remaining 1, not remaining 3, and giving up something? You can't, because if you give up on Keen Blunt, you're gonna lose a lot of damage. The difference between remaining 1 and 3 builds is like 6% damage. The only good part about remaining 3 is the extra movement speed and attack speed. Like if you play remaining 1, it's actually more damage. You're just giving up on kind of like utility, like attack speed and movement speed. And for the gems, my gems are kind of scuffed. I only added to my Surge build, I only added Moonlight Sonic, because that's really all you need to add. You need this is controversial. Like you might say, why not have Spin Cutter? Why not have something else? Like for example, why not Earth Cleaver damage? This is all up to you. Like this is fixed. You can't change anything here. This is the only gem that you can change. You can change Earth Cleaver with whatever like you're comfortable with. You can put damage if your Earth Cleaver comes up quickly. I just like to have Earth Cleaver like as fast as possible, especially because it's a counter as well, because I like counter. And for the tripods, let me start from top. So basically, for Spin Cutter, only run 7 points with Quick Wrap and Open Weakness. This is pretty basic. Dark Axle is like it's the same. Soul Absorber is also the same. It's Swift Finger, Darkness, Half. Earth Cleaver. Now this, you can have like, this is a must push. Weak Point Reduction is a must as well. These two is according to your preference. I have this, like this deals less, what is it called? Earth Explosion. It deals less damage than Leap Attack. So if you like, the only reason why I picked this, because I play Surge, and this gives me more stacks when I'm playing Surge, so I got used to it. Also looks cool, but if you only care about damage, you go this. And don't worry about meter gain, because I tried both. They both like give the same meter gain, so it will be no difference. It's just like your preference, basically. And this Moonlight Sonic, like this is pretty basic. Fist of Darkness, Sustain Enhancement, Shade Sonic. This is scuffed. I lost my Sustain Enhancement. I actually had it level 4. Just lost it because I got Dark Charge 5. That's why I lost it. So and now for Milestorm, there is Orb Control. I have it level 5. Make sure to get this as high as possible. Orb Control, like it's like for remaining energy, it's a must. For Surge, not as much, but for remaining, it's a must to have it as high as possible. You can. Then for Blitz Charge, we have this is a must. try to point hit, shadow rush. Now, like charge enhancement and dark charge. Like charge enhancement deals like 10% or 15% more damage than dark charge. But I like dark charge because first it looks cool and it gives more meter gain. I would understand, like I would explain why I wanted, like I play dark charge. Also, bear in mind, like dark charge is riskier, and it requires to be under the boss's ass. Charge enhancement doesn't require that. It's like from range, more damage, it's safer. So go with charge enhancement if you're a new player. If you're experienced with that blade, you can go dark charge. But the difference in damage like is just like 10 or 15%. Now this would be controversial because most people would go dark explosion here. They would go make sure this is as high as possible as well, orb control, because the remaining is all about like hitting orb meter. And yeah, the reason I went with holding tripod instead of dark explosion is because this is faster. I just want to get the meter up as fast as possible so I can spam my rotations as fast as possible. This is like more damage, but it's harder to land because it doesn't rotate like I'm gonna show it here. Like, see, like it's slow. It's not like a soul absorber. Like soul absorbers like rotates faster. So, but when you have like dark, I mean the charge tripod, the holding tripod, I mean, you just do this. It's like so fast. Like it's not, and you get the meter. And that's it for tripods. Let's see the runes. Like for runes, I have like the highest skill casting. Of course, it would be for Blitz Rush. You can put it in a Moonlight Sonic, but my philosophy, like why I put it in Blitz Rush, because it's my highest basic skill damage skill. So I would rather like have it to be like the one casting really fast to land it. Like this, like increase the chances of landing your Blitz Rush, which is your highest damage, basically. Wealth, you might question this one. Wealth on Earth Cleaver. Only do this if, like, you're taking Earth Cleaver for counters. If you're fighting a boss that requires stagger, then put the stagger rune here. But if you're playing something, in my case, I bust every content. So for stagger mechanics, I use way or I time stop. So I don't really need stagger, so I'm just using this one. Or like for Vicus Gate 3, for example, you switch this with stagger one. For this shield on the push immunity, the like jump, it's just for safety. Skill casting speed on Moonlight Sonic. This is obvious, so you can cast Moonlight Sonic faster. Bleed on Maelstrom. This would give you more like orb generation meter and more damage, since you don't really need any other rune on Maelstrom unless you suffer from mana issues. Then you can put MP consumption. And obviously Wealth on Void Strike and Soul Absorber. Try to put, if you have legendary wealth, it will be really good for you. And put it on Soul Absorber, then put purple one on Void Strike. Make sure, because Soul Absorber is the one that gives you the highest like orb generation or meter gain. Now let me talk about the rotation. For the rotation in remaining energy that's played, you like, first of all, I don't believe in a static rotation. Every guide that shows you like this is the rotation you should be doing, ignore all of that bullshit, because in a real raid you're not gonna be like, oh, I have to do this in order. Spin Cutter into Maelstrom into Soul Absorber into Void Stack, blah 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 blah. You're not gonna be looking at that in a real raid. In a real raid situation, you would look into how, like, what skill you can land. And All you need to know when it comes to rotation of that blade, remaining energy, you have to land Soul Absorber and Void Strike with the Maelstrom buff. So there is so many ways to do it. You can, I'm gonna show you like my rotation, the one I'm comfortable with. You can make yours. I'm gonna show you different rotations that you can also do. So first, there is only one thing that if you can do this, it will be really good. This is like a must. You start with Spin Cutter and you surge, then Spin Cutter again. So you can guarantee that you get rage for attack speed. This is like this is a basic way to start your rotation. Like every Death Blade should be doing this. But the rest is depending on the situation you're in, like the placement of the boss. Like there's so many factors. But I'm gonna show you my rotation, and you can you can test it. Like if you like it, you can do mine. You can like look for something that's more comfortable for you. I don't really care. So yeah, this is what I do. Spin Cutter, surge, Spin Cutter again, Maelstrom, Soul Absorber. Then you just click Void Strike. You don't hold it because that's the purpose why we why we switched it to holding mode, so we can cast it instantly. Then I do like Let's Rush after it. Then more Light Sonic. Then you surge again. And if you had Spin Cutter like up before surge, you do Spin Cutter, then surge again, then do the same over and over. If you notice, I did not use Earth Cleaver. The reason behind that is Earth Cleaver, only use it if you know the boss is not gonna counter anytime soon. You can use it for extra damage, to squeeze in extra damage. But if you know a counter is coming, just save Earth Cleaver. Because that's the purpose of it in the build anyway. I will show you now different scenarios and different rotations you can do. You can also do this. For example, let's say that you did this, and this, but the boss is starting to do some melee shit and you have to go away. After this, you can use Moonlight Sonic from far away, then use the Maelstrom, get here, Let's Rush, Spin Cutter, surge again. This is one. You can start with the what is it called, Moonlight Sonic as well, in case like the boss didn't let you go mid range. And this is actually where the other tripods for Blitz Rush comes in handy, because this is the riskier playstyle. Like Dark Charge makes like it forces you to be near the boss, but with the charge enhancement, it will be like Moonlight Sonic. You can cast it from range. That's the purpose of these two. So for starters, just play with charge enhancement. Don't play Dark Charge. And this is a pretty basic combo. This is all you really need to know. Just make sure you land Soul Absorber, Void Strike while having the Maelstrom buff. It doesn't matter. Like you can use the other skills if you can't get under the boss or you can't cast these three. But for remaining build, these three skills are the most important to land. You need to land these so you can get the highest gauge for your surge. And now let me show you some DPS test. Let me see if I have 1 minute. I'm gonna do just 1 minute. Okay, it's 1 minute. So basically this is how it goes. So yeah, as you see, like the only problem with remaining like that blade rotation, I think you're not gonna suffer from this in a real rate unless you have like really high spec. Because in my case, I'm running a crit rank because like it's so fucking expensive, so I'm just running a crit ring at the moment. But it's still fine. You can run a crit ring, but spec is more like best in slot. And if you have high spec, it means you're gonna get the orb generation faster, and that would cause you to have mana issues and cooldown issues. That's why meal feast and stuff like that comes in hand. And you also need high level like cooldown gems. That's basically the requirement for remaining energy that blade. This is and this is it. So hope it was helpful.